Well, Coach, we've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Bang out. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you up.
Let's go.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Malone. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Ready.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Ready.
Let's go. Hey, Mike's 15. Mike's 15.
To throw on 2nd down. Malone, he's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Malone. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 41-yard line.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too.
Ready, set.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Pick your game up. Tight end left. 4 down. Chill.
Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And a short gain down to about the 33. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Back to throw. Malone. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Set, ready?
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Bandit. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. SOS.
Recon, 132 fighter.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. This has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Second and 14. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. To throw on 3rd down. Malone. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated
about settling for 3, but I think you're exactly right with the word okay, because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Come on, set. 70, Indy.
I got you.
Leo.
He's checking.
Five.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. He's checking. Crash.
Ready.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ochena Nwosu in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Ready. 30 base.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
I know he ain't got it.
5.
coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Hey, check 24. Check.
Yo, cheetah.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
First down, Cowboys.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Let's go.
Back to throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Go. 18 Gator.
56. Let's go, D. 56, the mark, boy. 56. Check 56.
Check. Chavo.
56.
Deep grip.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time. And you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
On the set.
It's our time.
A give to Kamara running right. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Malone. Open man, it's Allen. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Come on. You better bring it.
Go.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Ready up.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Henry. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They've now produced 3-yard gains on 3 straight plays. Leads us to 4th down. They'll run. It's Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, wahoo! Get it.
2nd and 10. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 37. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
On 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the 2nd level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Derrick Henry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here we go, set. 60 Pittsburgh. Coming to you. Go.
He'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Let's go.
They've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready?
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. Myers' kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
On first down, Malone is going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
To throw again, Malone. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On 1st and 10, Malone is going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Look at me, zipper!
Second half begins with a run by Henry. Some strong running at the 20. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
Come on, set! 15, line it. 15 line. Now!
They keep it with Henry on first down. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch the flag, watch the flag,
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
A deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Get.
Looking to throw on second down. Malone, he sets to fire deep. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Malone. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
You got Oshimar right there. Mike 9.
Snap.
On 3rd down, Malone looking for his running back, and he's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Hey, we got a seal. We got a seal. We got a seal. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Malone. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Rosa's kick is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Vita Vea in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They'll set up a throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. They'll look to throw, and able to find Conley. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the 1st. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And Pascal's got it. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
White 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. 25 yards that time. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They will run with Singletary. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Cowboys on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. The open man is Smith. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Complete to Jones. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Derrick Henry. Touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead.
Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles? Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
He's going to air one out. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 32 yards. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Set. 70. Indy.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey. 4 down.
A 10th carry for Kamara. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. Malone. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. 3 bucks. 56. Mike's 56.
Shoot.
Back to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
Ready up.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Ready.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
And we heavy on the edges.
Mike, 56.
They'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished, but to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs.